with another video. So I get many questions on how I do my hair like this. They're finger coils. So I finally decided to upload a video so I can show you guys how. So let's get into it. And yes, I did cut my hair. So if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I use Design Essential products. So I wash my hair once with the Suffer 8 shampoo. And then I go in with the Design Essentials shampoo and conditioner. So here I'm just taking off my hair wrap. It's easier to do with freshly washed hair. I do detangle my hair while I have my shampoo and my conditioner in. Also helps get it clean. And I use my that brush right there. I use that brush to detangle my hair. I'll show you that up close later on, and in my previous videos I talk about that brush as well. So here I'm just sectioning the back of my hair off. So I work in sections to make it easier. So I first start off by greasing my scalp. So I do use the Suffer 8 grease. It works well for me. I have sensitive scalp. I also use Jamaican black castor oil. I only use like the Sunny brand, but I'll put that in the description below. I'll link that. But I just go through and grease my scalp. So now I'm picking up my water bottle. It's just water in that bottle. I like using it because it sprays well. So I just make my hair damp. My hair dries really fast. So I will do this a couple of times throughout me styling. So I wet my hair, and then I pick up my almond and avocado curling cream from Design Essentials. And depending on the length of your hair, you want to use the amount that's appropriate for the amount of hair that you have. So I will show you how much I'm using, and that's enough to cover the back part of my head there. So I just put that on generously. I don't go back for seconds at this point in this area here, but just put as much as you feel like you need, but don't overdo it because you don't want your hair to become flaky. You want to just preserve the style. And I don't reapply any product or anything. So now I'm about to go in with the curl foaming custard from Design Essentials, and that's what I use to just make it curl. It's my gel, so give it a lot of good definition, but I don't go back in with products after it's done. I literally just put my bonnet on and I sleep, and when I wake up I take my bonnet off and I just fluff my hair out. Now that may not work for everyone, but that works for me. And this is the Felicia Leatherwood curl detangling brush. I've spoken on this brush before, so but I will put that information in the description below. But I love this brush. It's more firm for me than the other brushes that are normally used, so it works well for me personally. So now I just take my fingers and twirl my hair, and I do this method throughout my entire head. I make sure that my hair is wet, not like soaking wet, but wet enough to absorb the product. And then I put the cream on there, the curling custard. I brush it out, and I just twirl my hair around my fingers throughout my entire head. So I'm just going to let you guys, watch this happen from back, middle to the front of my head, and that's how I do my hair in sections. The middle of my hair is very thick, so sometimes I will split that area into 2 separate sections, so for a total of 4 sections instead of 3. It varies with me. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't, but you just do whatever method works for you. I use these clips to keep the extra hair out of the way. So after I finish one section, I clip that section and get it out of the way so that I don't brush in curls I've already done, or so things don't get mixed up and cause you to spend more time on this than you want to. And it took me about an hour and 30 minutes, I think, total to do it. As my hair continues to grow back from cutting it, it takes longer to do, to be honest. So I don't know if I'm going to cut it again or if I'm going to let it grow out. It's growing very fast. I cut in December. So yes, I cut and colored it, and it turned out this ombre color. I'm going to speak on that a little bit because people ask me about that too. How did I get it to look that way? If you can tell, like the second tone of my hair is like a darker blonde. So at one point, all of my hair was that color. But when I cut it, everything was black. All of my hair was black, but I left out like the middle section in the front top of my head, and so that still had color in it. So it was still like a darker blonde. So I used a high lift. I believe it was a honey. It was a honey blonde or a light blonde, one of the two. But it was a blonde, and so I used that. And when I did, it created an ombre. So the darker blonde became very light, as you see, and then the black part of my hair was a darker blonde. And so as it grows, it just creates this black, dark, light blonde ombre, and it's very pretty. I didn't expect for it to happen like that. It wasn't planned, but it turned out nice. So I will touch my color up. I just haven't. I'm a lazy natural, if you can't tell. But this is now the like full back of my head, and now I'm working on the middle, and then shortly you'll be seeing the top. Also, I want to add, sometimes this is a topic of if you can have more than one texture of hair throughout your head. The answer to that question is yes. The back of my head they're very soft curls. The front of my head they're loose. They're less tight, but in the middle, it's so like my hair coils so tight in the middle, and that is the thickest spot in my head. And I said that earlier, but I wanted to just touch on that. So I have 3 different textures of hair throughout my head. So that's why I keep saying do what works for you, because everyone's hair and texture is different. So what works for me may not work for you. That's also why I split my hair into sections, because I have to treat each section a bit differently. I have to detangle a little longer in the middle because it's a lot thicker. So that's why I end up with 4 sections total instead of 3 sometimes, because sometimes I just have to spend a little extra time right here in the middle. And you can kind of tell, how thick it is compared to the back. So if you're looking at the very bottom of my hair, you can kind of tell that the curls are a bit more loose and kind of soft forming versus where we are right now. It's a bit tighter. So me doing the finger coils kind of creates a similar effect throughout my head. But if I were to just brush my hair out and let it like truly be its natural curl pattern, you can kind of tell the difference. And I've done that before because, like I said, I'm a lazy natural at times. But this creates like a twin effect, I guess I will say. So it looks all, even and the same, but it's not really. So this is the front. And if you look at the hair that I'm holding and not twisting, you can tell how loose the curl pattern is. But when I twist it and curl it up, it forms a tighter coil. So that's a good example of what I'm speaking on. But now I'm at the top of my head and I am almost done. So this is the best style for me to maintain for right now. being a doctoral student and trying to keep up with myself beauty wise is a bit tricky sometimes. So this is the best style for me to like maintain for a week or two, and it still looks nice. And even when I think it should be redone, people are like, it looks great. So it works for me. But this is the finished look. So you can even tell that the front of my hair is like dropped more, but it tightens up. But this is it, guys, and that's all. See you next time.